Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're watching this video, you're probably searching for the truth regarding how many essay types are there and what's the difference between them. You might have heard from some IELTS instructors that there are 5 essay types. Others, however, say there are 2 or 3 types or even 8. And this is so confusing. Yes, these categorizations will differ from teacher to teacher, depending on how they like to teach. That's why I've analyzed different approaches to this, and in this video, I'm going to give you the simplest guide that can help you to distinguish between the types of essay in the Task 2 portion of the exam. We'll also have a look at sample questions to help you recognize some of the different wording often used. So, first off, the main thing to remember is that you have essentially 2 types of essays: opinion essays and discussion essays, or we may also call them non-opinion essays. Why? Well, it's simply because opinion essay asks for an opinion and non-opinion does not ask for an opinion. There's also a very common type, a combination of the two. We may call it a hybrid type. And most questions fit in one of these categories. Additionally, other teachers also often distinguish advantages, disadvantages type, problem solution type, and double question essays. But you just need to remember that these types are also opinion or non-opinion essays, or of course the combination of both. Keep watching this video to fully understand how this all works. So let's start out with the opinion essays. An opinion essay presents the author's point of view on a particular subject, supported by reasoning and examples. Opinion essays are sometimes called agree or disagree or argumentative essays, and are one of the most common types of IELTS Task 2 question. Now, let's see what will help you to understand that it is an opinion essay. The first part of the question will be a statement. You'll be then asked to give your own opinion about this statement. Let's have a look at the typical wording that might be used. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? To what extent do you agree or disagree? What is your opinion? Give reasons for your answer and include examples from your own experience. Or is it a positive or a negative development? Opinion essays may also be presented in a form of an open question. For example, do you agree that modern technology has given us more time than before? Or do you think a museum is to educate or to entertain people? It seems that with the increase in use of mobile phones and computers, fewer people prefer to write letters. Will the skill of writing disappear completely? Yeah, this is also an open question. So you are expected to take a one-sided approach and either agree or disagree with the statement, or describe either pluses or minuses of something. It's recommended to write 2 supporting paragraphs. In other words, we answer the question and say yes, because this and because this, or no, because this and because this. By this, I mean 2 supporting paragraphs, obviously. And I'm going to answer 2 typical questions right away. Can I write 3 supporting paragraphs? Yes, you can, but what for? It will take you just more time. Okay, but can I partially agree or disagree? Yes, you can, but it's more difficult than to take one side. If you say, I somewhat agree, then you'll have to look at both sides and write what you agree with, what you disagree with. And you may end up writing a very confusing argument which isn't easy to read and may even lose points. And if you say, I totally, fully, completely agree, then you only have to focus on that idea. And this is much easier. Let's move on. Supposing you have the following question at the exam. Students from disadvantaged families and rural areas find it difficult to get a university education. Some people believe that universities should help them. To what extent do you agree or disagree? And it doesn't matter which side of the argument you take. And it doesn't even matter whether you personally agree with it or not. Choose the one you can develop the best argument for. For me personally, it's easier to agree and give reasons why I hold this view. The first reason is that students do not have any savings for education, and the second reason is that there's no suitable transport system to reach universities. But you might be thinking now that my ideas are stupid, but again, it doesn't matter as long as I can explain what I mean well and use a range of grammar constructions and good vocabulary. And of course, write complex, error-free sentences. That's why I'll develop the first idea in the first supporting paragraph and the second idea in the second supporting paragraph. As simple as that. One very common mistake students often make is that they don't keep the same opinion throughout the essay. For instance, they state 2 supporting reasons in the introduction and agree with the statement, but then they start the second paragraph with although or but and gives the opposing idea. So don't do that. Do not change your opinion partway through the essay and don't give reasons for the opposing idea. Alright, that's all about the first type for now, and let's go on. The second type is discussion essays. Sometimes they are called both views essays. This is because a discussion essay presents both sides of the argument on a specific topic. I like the opinion type. This is a two-sided approach, which means a discussion essay needs to include the thorough discussion of the different sides of a given topic. The easiest way to approach this type of IELTS Task 2 question is to choose the point of view to agree with and one to disagree with. Here are 3 examples of discussion essay questions. Analyze both sides of the argument, discuss both views, or discuss the arguments for and against raising pets, for instance. But usually you will be asked for your own opinion as well, and in this case it's still a discussion essay, but you're required to include your own perspective. It's the most common, it's the most frequent type. This is what I called hybrid type at the beginning of the video, okay? And here are some examples of wording that might be used. Discuss both views and give your own opinion. Discuss both and give your opinion based on your experience. Discuss both views along with your opinion. I hope it's clear so far. Now it's time to understand where another point of view on the number of essays stems from. Well, as I said before, we can distinguish 3 more types: problems and solutions, advantages and disadvantages, and double question essays. And this is because although they will have characteristics of an opinion or a discussion essay, they have to be answered in a slightly different way. That's why it's essential to analyze the question well and know the types of essays. There are 2 types of advantages, disadvantages essays. The first type asks you to simply discuss the advantages and disadvantages. For example, the internet has made knowledge immediately available to people through computers and smartphones all around the world. Much of this knowledge is also free. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of this trend. This is a typical discussion, non-opinion type, right? By the way, I already mentioned one more example. Discuss the arguments for and against raising pets. We are asked about pluses and minuses of this, but we still need to only discuss. Do not give your opinion if you're not asked. Type 2 asks that you discuss the disadvantages and advantages and give your opinion on whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages or vice versa. For instance, people are using a lot of online language translation apps. Are there more advantages than disadvantages of such services? Many people believe children should begin learning a foreign language in a primary school instead of secondary school. Do you think the advantages of learning a foreign language in secondary school outweigh the disadvantages? I hope it's clear. The next type, problems and solutions. In this type of essay, you need to discuss the problems with regards to a particular topic and then suggest possible solutions to these problems. As I said, discuss. That's why it's a discussion type as well. It requires a slightly different approach, so yes, it can be learned as a separate type, but the structure will be just the same. One body paragraph for discussing a problem, the second body paragraph for solutions. You have to be careful though and not just give a list of problems and solutions for them. You need to pick 1-2 problems and solutions and then expand on them with explanations and examples. As usual, there are some types of this essay. So problems and solution. Global warming is one of the biggest threats humans face in the 21st century, and sea levels are continuing to rise at alarming rates. What problems are associated with this, and what are some possible solutions? Effect and solution. What are the effects of population rapid growth in the city, and how to maintain the life quality of all people who lives in the city? Causes and solution. Nowadays, people are working too hard. What is the reason for that? What should employers do in order to prevent employees from this? So why? What are your suggestions? And number 4, cause and effect. The percentage of overweight children in Western society has increased by almost 20% in the last 10 years. Discuss the causes and effects of this disturbing trend. As you see, they are still discussion essays because they don't ask for our opinion. We simply need to analyze. And the last type, double question essays that are also known as two-question essay or direct question essay. They are distinguished by 2 characteristics. They have one statement with 2 different questions after it. The questions may or may not be linked. In education and employment, some people work harder than others. Why do some people work harder? Is it always a good thing to work hard? Yeah? Or some people think that money is one of the most essential factors in promoting happiness. Do you think people can happily live without money, without much money? And what other factors contribute towards happiness? And again, one body paragraph will answer one of the questions and one will answer the second one. I didn't mention the structure of each essay because it's a story for another time. Our main goal was to recognize different types of essays in the IELTS. And all of these different question types are important because each question type will require a different formula in the way that the essay is structured. But you should pay attention to whether you have to give your opinion or not, and make sure you have answered every part of the question. Thank you for watching this video up to the very end. That's pretty much it. It covers everything I wanted to cover in this video. Hopefully you found it useful. If you have other questions, please do let me know down in the comment section. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give me a little thumbs up. And if you are new here and want some other IELTS videos or grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, maybe you consider hitting the subscribe button for me. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'll see you the next time. Bye!